you enter the modeling industry at some
Mm-hmm.
point. Was there something you saw that you were like, oh, I got to pivot. I can't do this in the traditional sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, walk us through that transformation.
Well, the physical one first is before I moved to LA, I got breast implants. And I was told by a few people around me at the time that...
How old were you, by the way?
Young. I was probably 18.
Okay.
Maybe 17. I can't remember,
Very young
but
for
very
that, yeah,
young.
yeah.
And actually got silicone, which was illegal. So got them done, went from an A cup to a D overnight, was like super not in the right headspace. And a lot of people around me told me at the time, well, you want to do this, you've got to do this because you don't like, you're not sexy without this, you know, and really just feeding the parts of myself that just
You'll book more
harbored.
jobs type of thing?
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like my insecurities surrounding my body, just from a young kid, were heightened when people that were close to me said, well, you would just look better if you did this. And I was like, I guess for everybody's
that age, you're peak self-conscious too, aren't you? I feel like 17, 18, you know. Anyways, yeah.
And when people around you who you love and respect tell you this, a lot of the things that I did to myself, like trying to eat more calories to be bigger for people because I was too skinny and they were alarmed, it was really to appease other people. So by getting breast implants, I really wanted to appease other people and just finally like get a breath for myself. But I do take full responsibility for it. It was my decision to do it. So I did that, moved to LA, started working all of these jobs, became vegan. So I was like, can't do the high fashion thing. And I was too short to do it anyways. Like it never really was an option anyways, but didn't want to wear leather for suede, silk, wool, all of these, you know, animal materials. So I was like, well, I guess fast fashion would be better. What?
Such an organic.
Who lied to this girl? Who lied to her? Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. So I got into that, was working like, 3 days a week, and then it was 5 days a week, and then it was 6 days a week. And it was just consuming all of my time. And I didn't know what I was doing with this money that I was making at the time. Like I would see an animal online that, and this is weekly, like an animal that needed a fundraiser for $5,000 to get a surgery, life or death surgery. Yeah, I'll do the whole thing. Like didn't ever receive receipts, didn't even know what I was doing. It was just like, yeah. Just no organization with my finances at all. Yeah. And I don't regret it though. It was kind of fun with just helping animals all the time.
That's beautiful.
But
when I get a lot of money, I feel like when a surplus of money, I feel like I'd want to do that with a surplus of money, right? It's like, why not?
Yeah, it's great. It's great in the moment until you realize like you have no savings. But whatever. I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky. However, as I got older and I started to ask more questions like, oh, this is coming in a lot of plastic. Do you guys recycle all of this plastic that it's coming in? No. Oh, should I come up with a recycling program? No, we're not really interested. Starting to see all of these things kind of unfold. And then just the physical, wearing these clothes and getting like rashes on my body and it feeling really itchy and me going, this is weird. This feels like plastic. Let me look at the tag. What is rayon? What is polyester? Plastic. What is that? Oil. It's oil.
You said it's shards of plastic, I heard you say, right?
Yeah. Like I would wear some clothes sometimes and it would literally feel like I was scraping myself with plastic. Just imagine like the little bits of particles of plastic and that's what it felt like. And even like, this might be a little bit too personal, but like wearing swim and not all of the time, like the chemicals on these clothes would cause a lot of girls, including myself, to like, have problems. Crazy. And so all of these things, it was like, it had to be right up here for me. And I had to have these issues myself to dive deep and go, why is this happening? And then I was led to the answers. Well, this is made with plastics. It is made in factories overseas, child labor, toxic chemicals, and runoff from factories that actually goes into streams, rivers, and lakes that kills animals. This isn't even vegan. What am I doing? So all of that at a point where I'd been doing this for so long, I came to the conclusion that when I was around people that I used to be able to speak to, have really great conversations with, I mentally couldn't even formulate sentences anymore to converse or to be a part of the conversation. And I realized,
because
oh my gosh, the brain is like a muscle. And if you don't flex it, you can't use it properly. I had no expansion in 6 years in my brain. It was just here and I was going through the routine.
You said
like
6 days a week, shooting.
When was I ever, if you literally modeling for me for e-com was just mindless. So that means for 6 years of my life, a large portion of it, I wasn't even using my mind. Where was the growth? Where was the learning? Where was any of it? And so
that is an amazing point.
And it sucks realizing that. Also getting flashed thousands of times in a day, because you shoot like 120 items in a day, or I did, and you're in a white room, you're in a 4 white wall area, and you're getting flashed 5 different lights, like harsh lights. And you're doing 5 shots front, side, back, and side. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20 shots per look. And then you multiply 20 times 120. Like how many flashes of light a day?
It can't be good for your eyes, right? What does that do for your eyes, your brain?
All of it.
I know, yeah.
So I actually had a point, I came back from out of town and I hadn't worked for like a week. And so I was kind of coming off of it and started getting the flashes, and I literally fell back and just fell on the ground, and the flash just triggered something in my brain. And that's when I was like, I have to get out of here.